Caption Close Montgomery, Allah. In a stunning victory aided by scandal, Democrat Doug Jones won Alabama's special Senate election on Tuesday, beating back history, an embattled Republican opponent and President Donald Trump, who urgently endorsed GOP rebel Roy Moore despite a litany of sexual misconduct allegations. It was the first Democratic Senate victory in a quarter-century in Alabama, one of the reddest of red states, and proved anew that party loyalty is anything but sure in the age of Trump. It was a major embarrassment for the president and a fresh wound for the nation's already divided Republican Party. The victory by Jones, a former U.S. attorney best known for prosecuting two Ku Klux Klansmen responsible for Birmingham's infamous 1963 church bombing, narrows the GOP advantage in the U.S. Senate to 51-49 that imperils already uncertain Republican tax, budget, and health proposals and injects tremendous energy into the Democratic Party's early push to reclaim House and Senate majorities in 2018. Still, many Washington Republicans viewed the defeat of Moore as perhaps the best outcome for the party nationally despite the short-term sting. The fiery Christian conservatives' positions have alienated women, racial minorities, gays, and Muslims, in addition to the multiple allegations that he was guilty of sexual misconduct with teens, one only 14, when he was in his 30s. A number of Republicans declined to support him, including Alabama's long-serving Sen. Richard Shelby, but Trump lent his name and the national GOP's resources to Moore's campaign in recent days. Unlikely coalition of voters. Had Moore won, the GOP would have been saddled with a colleague accused of sordid conduct as Republicans nationwide struggle with Trump's historically low popularity. Senate leaders had promised that Moore would have faced an immediate ethics investigation. Jones takes over the seat previously held by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. The term expires in January of 2021. Republicans on Capitol Hill have expressed hopes of scheduling a vote on their tax legislation before Jones is sworn in, but lawmakers are still struggling to devise a compromise bill to bridge the divide between the House and Senate legislation that can win majority support in both chambers. The Republican loss also gives Democrats a clearer path to a Senate majority in 2018, albeit a narrow one, in an election cycle where Democrats are far more optimistic about seizing control of the House of Representatives. Ultimately, Tuesday's contest came down to which side better motivated its supporters to vote. Alabama Secretary of State John Merrill said turnout likely would not exceed 25% of registered voters. Jones successfully fought to cobble together an unlikely coalition of African Americans, liberal whites, and moderate Republicans. This is an important time in Alabama's history, and we feel very confident where we are and how this is going to turn out, the Democrat said after casting his ballot Tuesday. On the ground in Alabama on Tuesday, those who stood in line to cast their ballots were far more focused on the candidates than the broader political fallout. Teresa Brown, a 53-year-old administrative assistant, said she preferred Jones, in part, because he would be better positioned to work across party lines.